Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In today's video, a highly requested one, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get more solo wins in Fortnite, as that's something that a lot of people have been asking me to make a tip video on. Of course, we all play solo. I'm sure a lot of you guys, me too. I usually play with duos or squads and my friends are on, but if I'm playing late night or early morning, then I don't really have any friends on. It's all about that solo grind, and solo sometimes can be even more fun than squads and duos, because the fact is when you kill someone, they get instantly eliminated, and it's just fast-paced action. I'm a big fan of solos. I have quite a few wins in there. I'm going to give you guys quite a few tips in today's video. If you guys could smack that like button, let's go for 350 likes. You guys have been supporting the videos. It's been insane. I know you guys love the tip videos. Also drop a like on this video, of course, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are growing so insanely fast. I'm up over like 47,000 subs, and I'm on that road to 50k. So if you guys are new and not already subscribed, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about some tips on Fortnite. Now, the first tip for solos is to get a routine. The thing about playing solo is you don't have to worry about what your teammate wants to do, where they want to run, how they want to play. You get to play at completely your own pace, and you can be either super aggressive, you can be super passive, but you can do whatever you want, basically. And what I mean by get a routine is, I saw the last time I mentioned this in a video, some people said, that's a terrible tip. You should try to go to every place on the map and different places and learn about the whole map. The thing is, most of us have been to each location once or twice already, and once you've done that, you want to get a routine, because the reason behind getting a routine, you get to learn things. So my routine usually is I will land on this H building in the middle of Tilted Towers. That's because I like high, fast-paced action. I know pretty much every single chest spot in Tilted Towers, and the thing is, I don't know every chest spot in Wailing Woods, so I'm not going to randomly land there. Getting a routine means knowing where you're going to land and knowing where the spawns are around there, as far as chest spawns, ground, loot spawns, and just knowing usually how big the traffic is. Of course, every game is going to be different. Getting a routine definitely is the way to go in solos. Now, you don't have to go to that place every single time, but at least, have a routine. Maybe sometimes I used to be in my routine where I would go retail row, and maybe I'll go retail row for like 20 games in a row, and I master retail row. Then I'll go Tilted Towers. Having that routine is a way to get more wins, because you will not have to be listening and looking around for chest spots or ground spots. You're going to know exactly how to play that way and how to rotate in and out depending on different safe zones. So I recommend mastering a spot, getting a routine. Now, to pick a spot where you should make your routine at, you should pick a spot that you have a huge amount of success at, and also that plays to your playstyle. If you're someone that likes to go for a more slower pace, a lot of running, looting areas, but not as much action as killing, Lucky Landing is a great place. Greasy Grove is sort of in there. Shifty Shafts, there's a bunch of different places. Flesh Factory as well. If you're someone that likes to go straight off of action, off of the start, you got Retail Row, you got Pleasant Park, you got Tilted Towers, you got Salty Springs. There's all different styles in this game, and that's one of the things that makes me a big fan of this game. You can play it how you want, but make sure you have that routine and you are effective with it. My next tip here is to play to your pace and your health. Now, what I mean by this is playing to your pace is, of course, you don't have to fight every single enemy, depending on how high of a kill win you want. If you don't care about how many kills you get in the win, you don't have to fight every single enemy. Playing to your pace and to your health bar is a major key. You'll see right here in this gameplay, I play to my pace and my health bar. I'm a fairly aggressive player. I see I have 175 health and shield, and I jump pad over on because I hear some action going down, because I feel like I can take this fight and I will get rewarded with a bunch of loot. There's huge rewards to taking fights in this game. Look what I just got from doing that play. I got a Scar, I got a Chug Jug, I got pretty much all the loot I'll need to put myself on pace to win this game. Now, the reason why I did that, of course, is because I saw my health bar was 175, and that's health and shield included. Right here in the gameplay, I have the bush on. I don't recommend using the bush. That's not a major tip. It's just for one of the weekly challenges. That's why I had the bush on, so don't roast me for that. I actually got a couple kills with it on, I think, or something like that. Anyway, playing to your health bar is a key, and to think ahead, because basically if I have 175 health, I have a good amount of health to be able to fight someone, and if I have shields in my pocket like I do right now, I'm totally fine. If I fight someone and I go down to 1 HP, I'm good because I have a Chug Jug. If you're someone that has 30 health, no heals available, you're going to have to play it a little bit slower. because most likely you're going to lose a one-on-one battle, and even if you win, you will have nothing to heal up off unless the enemy does have something. So play to your pace and your health. Next thing I have to say is don't be afraid to rush people. I see a lot of people that will engage at a distance but will be scared to push up on a person even when they get a lot of hits in. You need to be not afraid to rush people, for the fact is that if you hit people at long distance and get them really weak, you're going to have to push that guy for multiple reasons. Number one, he could heal up, so you want to have that damage that you put in be effective in your fight. Number two, killing him will get you a bunch of loot. And number three, the mob tactic is something I say where when it's always a thing, like you're running out in the open, you don't see an enemy for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you run into 5 people fighting. That's because of something I call a mob tactic, which means when people hear bullets, and bullets are pretty easy to hear in this game, or shots being fired or whatever, grenades, people all run to that area. So as soon as you start shooting, you probably, if it's in a popular area, have a limited amount of time to finish that gunfight before you get third-partied on or something like that. So you have to not be afraid to be aggressive and do that. My next thing is loot tactics. To be able to win in this game, you need to have a good amount of loot. I mean, if you're looking at the loot I had in this game, one of the reasons I'm able to get this, like an 18 kill win to a really nice gameplay, smacker like for that, is I have a golden scar, a purple tactical, and like max materials on everything, 2 big potions. I just look at my loot. It's insane. And the reason why is because I'm playing smart and I'm aggressive. Some tactics to get loot is if you need materials, farm up, hit trees, hit critical strikes on the tree, which is basically the little blue thing. You'll get quite a good amount of wood by doing that. But also do not finish the trees off, because if you finish a tree off, the leaves come crashing down, enemies that can alert enemies to your location. So I recommend leaving trees at around 100 or 50 HP. Other strategies to get loot is the Negan strategy, which I call it from Walking Dead. Basically just killing people. If you hear people shooting a scar, you're going to want to go for that gunfight, because if you win that, you're going to end up with a scar, which is a huge key to winning games. And then of course, if you're a little bit lacking on loot and you need to find either enemies or you need to find just more loot in general, supply drops. These supply drops are major keys, and that's definitely what I would recommend. Go into those areas, you're going to find enemies, and you can also build around them and sort of safely open them up and get some loot out of that. They usually contain shields, RPGs or grenade launchers, scars. These are not uncommon out of those, and those are some things that if you're on a poorly looted game, you probably want to go for those and be able to get that. As well as if you're just running around and running past houses, look for ones with unopened buildings, or if you listen for chests, that's how you can get yourself looted up. You really have to be looted in this game. There is ways to be looted up with 0 kills, and there's also ways to get a bunch of kills and have an insane amount of loot, but if you go into the late game with no loot, you're not going to be able to win that. That's just how it goes. My next tip here is to play to your strengths, and what I mean by that is in solos, it's really about what you want to do. If you're good with a sniper, use that slot in your inventory for a sniper. Of course, you only have 5 slots in your inventory, so you have to use them wise. If you're a really good shotgun player and you want to run maybe a pump shotgun or a heavy shotgun into a tactical, that's 2 slots you're taking up with your shotgun, so make sure you play to your strengths. If you're a good shotgun player, rush people. Use your building to rush people. If you're good at building, be sure to get into more building fights, close range fights where you can outbuild a person, get a vertical advantage, and beat them like that. Playing to your strengths is a key, and don't be afraid to, if other people say, oh, the sniper's a major key, but you never get kills with the sniper, leave the sniper. Don't be afraid to do that. I always see people in the comments saying, why'd you leave the bolt sniper? Why'd you leave this launcher? It's all about your personal strengths, and that's what you should be playing to. And then as far as it comes down to the late game, if you have a good amount of loot and you've used all these tips I've given so far, late game, you're going to want to rotate early. This is a major key for late game. I say this a lot. It's the biggest key for late game. Get to the safe zone earlier than other people, because when that countdown comes in and the storm starts coming in, everyone's going to be running to the safe zone, and it can be a bit too hectic. Make sure you get there early, build up into a 1-by-1 base, which is very simple if you have a lot of materials, and then be able to close out your game. Now, for late game, I recommend not peeking your base too often, because, and if you are peeking the base, always stay moving, because so many times it's happened to me. I see a free kill, and I peek the base, and I start shooting at a guy, and then I'm sniped in the back from an angle I didn't even know existed. This happens a lot in solo because there's going to be more people alive in the late game, or more separate teams, I guess you could say, and they could get some good angles on you. So one thing you can do late game is if you're up in a base, maybe you could make a hole in the wall, you know, with a quick edit and shoot out of that. Just always stay safe and always stay moving, because snipers are a lot more popular and a lot more usable in solos than they are in squad matches or anything like that. And that's what I'd recommend. Always stay moving and close out those late games. The major key is to rotate early, to have a lot of good items, have a lot of shields, and basically put the pressure on enemies. If you see 2 people fighting, there's 3 people left, you probably want to jump pad or run in on that fight. Don't be afraid to make the smart decision and be able to close out that game. You could see right here in this game, there's 2 people left. I see where the safe zone is going to be, and I do an early, this isn't really the most early rotation, but I rotate down to where the safe zone is going to come in at, and I basically build up right there. And then, of course, I see the enemy, he's shooting at me, but I don't get scared by that. I just continue building. I build up my base before engaging. And, of course, I have the height advantage, I have the build advantage, and this guy is way down out in the open valley. Getting a height advantage is also a key for late game in solos. Get up on those mountains. That's basically a key why I won this game as well. I played both the mountains. It got me a bunch of free kills, and I'm making sure there's no chance, you know, that he could have got behind me. I look down, I have the height advantage, I have the build advantage, and from there, it's simply just hitting your shots, and that's how you can win more solo games. RPGs, while they're better in squads and duos, are still amazing for solos because you can kill people's bases with them and also blow them up. I'd say that's one of the, you know, best things to get. A SCAR, an RPG, making sure you have a good shotgun. You don't want to go into late game with a green tactical. You want to have, you know, at least a green pump or a blue or purple tactical or a heavy shotgun, and boom, I'm able to close that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully these tips will help you get more solo wins. Let me know in the comment section down below anything else you guys want me to cover as far as tip videos. Drop a like on this thing, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'm out. Peace.